Welcome to First Talk Live. I'm Pastor Jay. It's great to have each and every one of you tuning in with me today. We are now officially into the new year, and this is going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to seeing what God does in your life, as I am looking forward to seeing what He does in my own, and experiencing this journey and being really just celebrating the things of God as we move forward with our lives, growing from the things that we have experienced and learned from, and moving into bigger and greater things. I look forward to spending this time with you, as I do every Monday and Wednesday. We have this time together. And to those of you who are tuning in, whether you're tuning in live with me or you're tuning in at a later time with me, I just want to say thank you. Because it is a privilege, it is an honor, and it's one that I do not take lightly, that you would actually set aside time to share this moment with me and to hear the message that we bring to you when we have these first talks. So today I want to continue in a series that we're on since it is the new year, called Moving Forward with Success. I think it's important, again, every new year we whether we write it down or we verbalize it, call it a resolution, call it a life change, whatever it may be, we have embedded in us these desires, these expectations, goals to change things in our life that we have become aware need changing. Things that we want to build in our lives, things that we want to shift, disciplines we want to reapply to either change our health or to change our financial situation or our relational situations, and so we have all these things that we want to do, and we start off taking steps in doing it, only then to find ourselves circling right back around a year later, having the same conversations with ourselves yet again about the same things that we were just saying we wanted to change a year ago. And so this isn't obviously moving forward. You cannot move forward if you are walking in circles. And we tend to do this often, and we do it, I think, because we don't know how to stop walking in circles. And so this is why I'm wanting to take some time to really sit with you and share with you a few things that will help you and I move forward with success in 2022. So today I want to share, in the time that I have, in the short time that I have, how to remove things that keep you from moving. There are certain things that we possess in ourselves, and again, we're not even aware of it most of the time, but we possess in ourselves, and when I say in ourselves, I mean in this, our heart. We possess things in our heart that keep us in this state of constant cycles. And until we become aware of what those are and how to change them, we will remain in that same posture, same cycle over and over and over again. And a lot of this has to do with offenses that we carry. We see a new year. The clock strikes 12. Everything is supposed to change. But the reality of it is that the problems and the troubles that you had last year, just not even 24 hours ago, are still very much a part of your existence in the moment that the new year arrived. And they will be a part of your existence into the first and the second and the third. Before long, you're 6 months in, and they're still all part of the problem that you were still experiencing back in one year. You're now carrying into and still experiencing in the present year. If we don't learn how to eliminate the troubles of yesterday, they will become the present troubles today, and they will also be waiting for us as we step forward into the tomorrow. So we've got to find a way to eliminate this process of trouble following us into each and every day. Here's a few scripture I want to bring to you this morning. One is found in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7:21-22 says this: Do not take to heart all the things that people say, lest you hear your servant cursing you. Your heart knows that many times you yourself have cursed others. Again, Ecclesiastes is saying here, don't take everything you hear to heart. That's one of the problems that we have today. What does that mean? Don't take everything personal. Don't take everything as being something that is toward you. The minute that you do that, the minute that you absorb it into yourself as something personal and your heart takes it all in, you have yielded control to those people. And whatever thoughts they have and whatever words they say, it actually steers your emotions. And you and I both know that anytime our emotions are being steered, it is controlling or dictating our behaviors. Of course, then consequences don't come as a result of our emotions or our feelings. Emotions or consequences come as a result of our actions. But our emotions and our feelings steer our actions that result in our consequences. And this is the pattern. This is the cycle that we often find ourselves in. So, first of all, don't take everything so personal. Look, if you're on social media and you're all the time scrolling down and looking at news feeds, and every time someone says something that you don't like and you take it personal, like they're personally attacking you, maybe you just need to come off and stay off of social media. I'm just going to put it out there because that has become a toxic platform for you. It has become something that does nothing but stir up in you these emotions that then are beginning to control your behaviors, and those behaviors always have consequences that result in a negative for your life. And I'm just going to say you need to stop it. Because if you don't, you can have all these plans of growing and doing better, becoming better, but yet you're tied to everything that keeps you right where you are. So eliminate that source if that's a source. If there are other sources that you have, maybe you get into small groups, groups that like to talk about everybody and everything. Those are toxic. Remove yourself from them. Because if you don't, again, you'll just be repeating the same cycles. Another scripture I want to bring to you is this. Leviticus 19:18 says, You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. So again, God is saying, and the theme is pretty clear. Look, don't harbor these things in your heart that are deadly to you, destructive to your well-being, destructive to your existence and your ability to move forward, to advance, to prosper. In fact, biblically speaking, the word prosper is defined as advancing, moving forward, progressing. And so you are actually preventing your prosperity. And even God said, the plans I have for you, I know what they are. They are to prosper you. They are to advance you. So it's not God that's preventing your advancement. You are preventing your advancement. God's plan is to prosper you, but you're tied to things that will not permit you to actually progress or advance. See, one of the things I've learned over time is that emotions need memories. They anchor themselves to memories. And the reason they do so is because they need those memories to survive. And then what emotions do is they recreate the experience in our minds over and over and over again. Every time it recreates the experience, it produces that emotion because it's anchored to that memory. See, we have to learn how to separate that relationship. We will never change the memory of something that has happened to us. Someone's wronged us, someone's disappointed us, someone's hurt us. We'll never change the memory of what they've done. We can change the influence the memory has by denying the emotion that memory has been producing. Let's say, well, Pastor, how do you do that? It's simple. This is what Jesus said. He said, pray for your enemies. Pray for them. Pray for those who persecute you. See, what prayer begins to do is it begins to deny emotion the right to anchor itself to the memory. Now you're using the memory as really the means to focus prayer on their behalf. Now, not prayer of cursing, but prayer of blessing. See, we've been called to love our neighbors and our enemies. That doesn't mean that you're going to be walking up and becoming best friends with them. It means, however, that where you focus yourself is not on their harm. You're not focused on the negative outcome of their life because of things they've done. You're focused on their well-being. You are focused on blessing them. Now you're beginning to change how that memory influences you. And you don't have to relive that experience every time, because reliving the experience is revisiting the emotion of hurt, anger, sadness, sorrow, disappointment, fear, frustration. Those things right there will maintain life in themselves if they can recreate the experience of the memory every time in your mind. So if you begin to separate that and you begin to pray for them rather than curse them, rather than letting them constantly just feed in your mind. Every time you have an idle moment, you're going over the situation. I know we've all done it. We all do it. We sit back, idle time, sitting in the car, driving to work, washing dishes at the house, whatever it may be. Idle time, our minds begin to replay certain scenarios, certain situations with certain people, and those emotions begin to resurrect themselves in our hearts. The next thing you know, we're having these personal and interpersonal conversations with that person, saying things that we want to say or think we're going to say or wish we had said, and all this stuff. It just is a constant cycle, and we're carrying all this trouble with us everywhere we go. And before long, it will begin to repeat itself in other relationships with other people. It becomes so toxic, it becomes contagious when it comes to other relationships. And now we just have this cycle constantly happening in ourselves. You can't move forward that way. So what do? You've got to learn how to, instead of replaying the situation, re-experiencing the situation, praying for those in the situation. One last scripture I want to give you, and it's this one. When he was reviled, this is speaking of Jesus. When he was reviled, he did not revile in return. When he suffered, he did not threaten, but continued entrusting himself to him who judges justly. The example that Jesus left us is this. In this life, listen, you and I will have to deal with people. There's no way of avoiding it. This is what life is about. It's about engaging people. People are often much more related or tied to the troubles we have in our lives than we sometimes think, because everything that we do requires relationship with someone. And what we have to understand is that when it comes to people, they tend to awaken things in us that sometimes we didn't even know existed in us. Now, the common theme out today is you come across toxic people, then you remove yourself from them, or you remove them from you. You begin to really evaluate, prune, if I may, your influence, your circle of influence. It's a common theme, it's a common saying that's going on out there. Well, you can do that, but the problem, however, exists that it's not so much the person that you're around that's causing the issue in you. It is the issue that is in you, and they are just bringing awareness to it. So by cutting them off, you're just ignoring the problem that exists inside of you. That will just manifest itself later with another person. And if you keep doing this, before long, after a long period of time, you'll probably find yourself very lonely because you have removed all the toxic people from your life. You and I have to learn how to deal with the issue or the subject inside of us. What is it inside of you or me that causes us to be upset, to be offended, to be hurt by what someone has said or done? See, that's the issue you and I need to address, and that's what we need to overcome. Once we've overcome that within ourselves, the next person that comes along, or even the person who has wronged us, the person who has sinned against us, even that person cannot have that type of control anymore. Why? Because the issue inside of me is something that has been addressed in me. So that enables me now to forgive them, release them, and carry on with my life unaffected by what they do or don't do. Because the issue isn't so much with them as it is within me. So this is something that you and we have to stop and be very honest with ourselves about. What is it in me? Is it my insecurities? Is it my fear or my pride? Is it my selfishness? What is it in me that causes me to be offended, to be disappointed, to be hurt by what this person has said or done? If I learn how to overcome that in myself, then I've overcome the situation. The situation can never have the influence over me that it once had. Moving forward, that situation won't have that impact. Now, if I just cut the person off and I don't deal with what's inside of me, then every person like that one that does something similar as that person did, I'm now repeating this cycle in myself and in my life. This again will hinder you and I from moving forward, only ever walking in circles. I can't control that person, nor am I going to try. I will let God deal with that person as I will let God deal with me, and let those issues within me be the issues I focus on, so that moving forward, I can grow from it, not have to revisit it. This is Pastor Jay with First Talk this Wednesday. I trust that this message has had an impact on you to open your eyes to some things that maybe you have never seen, or given you a way to consider things that you've never considered, so that you can address the issues that are within you, not the ones that are happening around you. That way, you can move forward with success in 2022. I appreciate each and every one of you who have taken the time to tune in. Thank you to all of you who support this ministry. Let me just say that we need your support. This is the first of the year. As you're looking to those things that you are going to commit to supporting this year, I ask that you really consider supporting this ministry. We can't do what we do without that support. And to those of you who've supported us in the past and you continue to support us, thank you so very much. There are ways that you can support us, and financially is one that we really need for you to do. Again, none of this is free, and it does cost. And so your support, your backing, your participation and partnership in that helps with us being able to do what we do. There are ways that you can support us, and those ways are provided. They're secure. They're digital, virtual ways that you can, electronic ways that you can give. Those ways are provided for you in this message, in the comments below. Check it out. Just give as the Lord puts on your heart to give, as you've received whatever blessing and encouragement from this ministry and this message and the messages that we've done in the past and the messages that we will be doing, along with the other things that we provide each week for you to grow in all aspects of your faith. And that's what this ministry is about. It's about serving you in your spiritual growth and development. And so we appreciate, again, each and every one of you. Also, support us by sharing the messages that we put out. Share it with your friends and your family. Let them hear these messages so they too may be encouraged and blessed as you have been. And that support, again, I just can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Have a blessed week. I look forward to seeing you again on Monday for our first talk next Monday.